The mind. Man is born into the world as the child, the offspring of incomplete humans, and as such is not a clean slate, but has human minds from birth. Such inherited human minds are called original sin in Christianity. What is referred to as actual sin is the world that one has made himself by taking pictures of the world and storing them in his mind. It is also the preconceptions and habits, which are emotions from the picture world that have become one's mind. Everyone believes that only he is right. This belief comes from the many things he has in his mind. However, these things are not real, but pictures. They are all false. Everyone living in this world is living in a picture world, and consequently, man does not know that he is living in a fake world. He mistakenly thinks he is alive and that he is living in the world because his individual mind world overlaps the real world. However, because he lives in his own mind, he is dead. Only he who is born in the true world knows that all people living in the human world are false. The true world is a world that is beyond one's mind world, where his self and mind world have been completely eliminated. It is an eternally living world without death. The origin of truth remains once everything that exists in the world is gone. In other words, if one discards all forms in the universe and one's self is also dead and gone, the place that remains is the place of the Creator, the place of the original body and mind. This existence is not material, so people think it does not exist, but it undoubtedly exists, and it is a living existence that does not disappear. Only this existence is truth. Unless man is born as this existence, the word eternal is not applicable to man, and it is not possible to live forever. Everything in this world is a representation of this existence. The law of the world is that all creations come from and return to this existence that is truth. The only way for man and the world to be saved is to be born again in the land of this existence. Because this existence is truth, there is no other way to live eternally. If one is living in his mind world, it is a fake world that is hell. If he is reborn in the world of God, truth, the true world, and lives there, it is heaven, eternal life, and resurrection. He who, while he is living, is born and lives in this land without death, has been resurrected and born into the true heaven. Only he who has gone to heaven while he is alive lives in heaven. Heaven is not some place that exists in a certain place. It is within the mind of one whose mind becomes truth, one who is reborn as the material of truth. For a person who is resurrected within himself and lives following the will of truth, it is his resurrected self that lives, and for a person who lives following his own human will, his false self lives, and God within him dies. It is the same with glory. If one gives all the glory to truth, one's self that has become truth lives, and if one keeps all the glory for his individual self, it is the illusionary ghost that lives. Through the method of discarding one's false mind, one can become the true mind, be reborn as the substance of truth, and live eternally. During the time of incompletion, truth was only talked about, and no one was able to become truth. No matter how precious truth is, if one cannot become truth, if he cannot become complete, it is utterly useless. Each religion tells us to cleanse our minds, that the poor in spirit are blessed, for they will inherit the kingdom of heaven. It is no longer the age of incompletion. It is the age of completion, when man can become complete. Even though a method to become complete and go to heaven exists, a person who ignores truth and does not follow the method due to his faulty way of thinking will end up dying forever. Only when one becomes truth and lives within truth does he have freedom and deliverance. He is an existence we have only heard about until now, a true saint.